And good evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Thursday, May 5th, 2022. To say that the markets remain interesting would be an understatement from the last, we'll call it 4 days. It has been quite interesting on how the perception was to buy up cover shorts in advance of this announcement that we got yesterday about interest rates. When the announcement came out as expected, but not higher, not lower, it was relief and just buy. So that was interesting. It gave you a big clue into how many of the market players play, how they interpret what the Fed did and how that relates to what should now come next. All that worry over, we know what we got, boom, buy it. It's like, no. In any case, we got that move. It did not continue. So we didn't get the additional part that I expected. In fact, I was looking for it to pull back, but felt that it needed to hold much higher levels, obviously, and then rally up again and get itself into that 50% to 618% territory on the Fibonacci retracements. And it didn't. So again, a minor wave too, because this in its previous position up here, it did the same thing. One, and then we get two, and it didn't even get to the 0.382, neither did this one, even though that rally was a 500-point rally yesterday. So we had Monday and Tuesday, we had already put this much into the rally. So what we ended up doing today was to take out all of it, take out all the last 3 days, and then exceed it by a little bit. So point made, the sellers took it back and said no, and took all of the last 3 days back. So all of this wall of worry about interest rates, when we actually knew what the situation was, we know why the situation's happening, produce this, well, here's the reality. Thank you. Another selling opportunity because it's not done. So basically the market rejected yesterday's rally as not the correct response. So, but now we're going to talk technical. The Elliott response is the same, but inside here, I want to talk about what that wave was today. It was interesting, and it was definitely worth looking at. This is what we did. There was one day, then we had a little pullback, and then this was the build up to the grand announcement. And by the way, if anybody was looking, the 30-year bond was down over to, look at this thing. It was down below. It's just after hours, they pumped it back up, but it was down below 137, pretty sure. Any case, back to the market. So we had an A, a B, and a C. So this is very possibly the top of wave two, comes in again at a failure, being short of reaching the normal Fibonacci levels, which is 50% to 618. We got that. That would be the normal retracement back up for wave two. And the intensity of yesterday's rally led me to believe, well, that's likely where they'll go, being that we had today and then tomorrow being expiration. Nonetheless, we come in today, the market takes it all back. And I'm looking at this as like, okay, I thought it was A, B, and we get a little C, maybe down to there, but see, I said that 20 comes into play. And it remained in play when it broke. Kiss the rest goodbye. And then when it broke to 200 and then the 50, pretty much quickly, it did rally back, tested this. Rally back, tested the 200, boom. And then when it broke this time, everyone joined the party. Thank you, boom, thank you, thank you. And seriously, because it's an hourly, you can say that break contributed to it all the way down to its low. And then, of course, we get a rally. So it ends up doing 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This in and of itself from here is 5 waves. So I'm going to put this as a 1, 2. This has to be 3. But this structure in and of itself is important, and that's what I want to talk about right now. So this is a little bit of the Elliott talk. That's a third wave. That's what third waves look like. This is on, at best, I would say, a subminute to a minute level, so a degree. So from where we are, it's 1 degree down or 2 degrees down. So what we need to remember is that it's the structure, the nature, the speed, the plummeting that is important to keep in mind. That's the characteristics of a third wave. That's what I look for in a third wave. Now, granted, this was just on a day basis, right? So this is a small degree. Take it up to the next degree up, which is a minor degree, you're likely adding tenfold to it. So if we were thinking that this was 800, 700 points, 800 points, then up a degree, not going to be 8,000 points, that would be ridiculous, but it should drop maybe 1.5 more if we go up. And so we have to keep all that in mind as we go. So that's the key here. So as I take it up, let's go back to the daily to show that point. We are talking about an intermediate degree, third wave down. Well, there's the comparison, wave 1. So we can put that in. We've already done that, and it really does project down to here, 9,070, even a little bit lower than that for the intermediate third. And so we're within it. And now we're battling at 12,900. It gets pretty crazy because we have a long way to go. But so if I take it up a degree, the intermediate, we know how much we got to go on that. But now we're in the minor. In the minor, I have to compare to the minor wave 1. And so everything becomes relevant. So that was the 1. So this is just one of the 3. Wave 1 of minor 3. So it's minute wave 1 of this 3. So it's building into that third. And if I'm expecting this entire thing, this was what, 700, 800 points, like I said. And now I'm looking for it to actually turn into, 1,600 in total, 2,400 in total. Now you're getting when we take it up a degree, how many more points down should I expect? Well, if we're going on the third wave and it's up a degree, it can be up to 10-fold. That third wave in and of itself, I believe, was probably 700. It's not going to be 7,000 points here, but it can be up to in total. So the third in total, it's already done 8. If it doubles it, that's 16. If it triples it, that's 2,400. And we already know that wave 1 is 2,550. So wave 3 could be 3,000. 3,000 from that high. So we're looking at 10,000. We're looking at 10,991. Then it's going to be equal to wave 1. Perfect. We can come down here. Now we're looking at the minor. We can come down here, finish that minor third, do a small 4, and come back down and do a minor 5, which could take us down to that 9,070. And then we're done with the intermediate 3. So build, build, build. We're in building blocks. So these are patterns that are going to repeat. And now you're going to see how this whole construction gets put together to produce that big wave, to produce that big sucker that I'm looking to go down. This is only minor wave 1. This is the one. This is 2,550 some odd points. I gotta go a lot more than that. In actuality, you're looking at it going 1.618, 9,407 for minor 3. Then we get a 4 and a 5 for the intermediate 3. Boom. It's not going to be a really hard play to get there. once you start piecing it together against what we just did. So it's not like we're not capable. Build them together, the blocks, build it, they will come. While we're building the path, they will come. Here it is. So now we're going to break it down even more, and we're going to talk about what we can expect tomorrow, what could possibly be going on. Again, we still could be within, this 2 is sitting up here. It's not down here. I just left it there. If this indeed is just wave 1, and this could be A of wave 2, and then we get a B wave of wave 2, right? 100% retracement. So it's one big flat. Tomorrow's an expiration. They did do that yesterday. I don't know how many of these positions got annihilated. I would say all of them, but who knows that somebody big or a group of somebody bigs, they want it back up there. So the potential for it to return to 13,500 is there. How much probability? You got to give it 50-50 right now, because that's the pattern. The pattern's flat, goes back to the top or closer to it. So there's a bunch of different things. I personally think it's just going to come up a little bit, swing back down, and then rally. If I get the 5 down and then it rallies, well, then I'm more convinced that this is the completion of 2. This is going to be minute wave 1 completing down here. We get them again, I'm sorry to say, a second wave bounce. But now we're filling in the blanks, right? Minor 3 will consist of 5 waves of minute degree. Intermediate 3 will consist of 5 waves of minor degree building blocks. So we're in this one and we're building. We're just finishing up the first of it. Get a wave 2, then we get the big piece. Whether the big piece comes tomorrow or whether the big piece comes on Monday. All out there, yet to be discerned or yet to be known. Okay, so for tomorrow, it is an expiration. Pay attention to your moving averages. They do tell the tale, and they will let you know, particularly in the hour, and you can transfer that down to your 5-minute. You can look at it on your 2-minute. It's going to keep you very much up to date as we get close to these hourlies. The 20, the 50, the 200, they remain important. They're all now turning lower. Today was a very powerful down day, totally enveloping 3 days of rally. So that's a stronger bullish engulfing bar. Okay, I'm going to leave it there and wish everybody a great trading day tomorrow. And the next update will be on Sunday, May the 8th.